Hello and welcome to the Hot Seat TV. I'm your host, Matt Randall from Timberwolf Coaching. And with me today I have a very special guest, Eric Robinson from Web-Impac. What can you tell us about websites? And when somebody looks at a website, how does that affect whether or not the website is effective in terms of generating business for a company?
Well, really aren't paying as much attention to websites as they used to. When it was a new thing, folks were tuning in to what few websites existed. Now at 1.3 billion websites, it's more of a challenge to have your website stand out amongst the rest.
So the term visual impact would refer to when somebody first sees a website, the impact that has, whether they like it or not, it boils down to. Can you help us understand, for those people who own a website, what is the visual impact of that site?
All the studies seem to collaborate the fact that visual impact is important for your website. You've got to get people to look at your website before they go into the content and discover that you have a good product or a good service.
So I know when I'm teaching public speaking, in particular when I'm teaching networking, we tell people you have about 10 seconds to make a good first impression, or not.
Right.
Is that the same thing, basically this study is confirming for websites?
Well, the study is actually saying less than that. The study is saying a couple of seconds. And
really?
I think they even, in the study, they even state within a half a second, people are making up their minds. But I think a good average would be between 2 to 3 seconds. Some people being quicker than others. So what they see is really making up their mind very quickly, even if they have the intent to go into the website and read and study the content and the products. They're still making up their mind whether or not they trust you, whether or not they feel that you're a professional, whether or not they feel your products are adequate for their use.
So how long they stay and whether or not they click to go any further seems to be very important, of course, in terms of the appeal of a website. But you're saying there's only 3 seconds for the average consumer to make that determination.
Yeah, that's what they're missing. The traditional metrics are the things that can be measured behind the website in the software. And those measurements are happening, again, as you said, how long have someone been at your page? Of course, they don't know what the metrics, the traditional metrics don't know what folks are looking at. They don't know what folks are feeling. They're just measuring, okay, this person was on the website for, 1 minute, 2 minutes, or whatever. What we do is different. What we do is we're measuring how the person feels about your website, and we do that by asking your viewer to vote on what they see fairly immediately. We're asking them to vote within 3 seconds. And by doing that, by voting on the level of satisfaction, what they see, they're really telling us much more of a story. So we're saying, keep your metrics, but add our metric to it, and you're going to have a much more complete picture of what folks are seeing when they come to your website.
So now you're saying that as a consumer, I can vote on this website to say, I love it or I hate it?
Exactly. And not only do you love it or hate it, but how much you love it or how much you hate it.
But he actually is able to rate my website. What information does that give me that I can use to improve business?
Now, it may be that my website is ugly and uninteresting and boring, but you being a person that needs a product, maybe you stay on it for a while, and then you decide, despite my website, you want to buy a product. But then we can't discount the hordes of other people that have looked at your website, and because it was boring or uninteresting, they went on to something else. And so that's what we're trying to capture in how we're measuring what people feel through what they see. So if the information you're getting from our software is that people don't really like your presentation, you can change the presentation.
So they love you, they love the product, they hate your web page. Or they love the web page, they hate the picture of the product. I mean, this is starting to sound a little more complex and a lot more valuable to me as a website owner.
Yeah.
Can you tell our audience how they can reach you, where they can find more information about the product?
Yes, you can go to www.webimpact.com. But remember, the Web Impact is spelled IMPAC, drop the T.